In the first video, we just went over an introduction to this data set, what it was trying to tell us. Just an overview. This is by state statistics and number of drivers involved in fatal collisions and percentages as to causes as to why these collisions happen, as well as information on car insurance premiums and losses incurred by these insurance companies. So I asked myself a couple questions in the last video as to what I want to extract from this data. And now in this video I'm going to show you in Tableau how we can come up with a couple of different visualizations. So the first one that I'm going to do is to show a table of insurance premiums by state and things like that. So first off, open up Tableau, and then when you open it up, we want to connect the data. This may look different. When you open it up, it'll probably look more like this. So let's connect to a data source. Now, since the data source that we're using is a CSV, it's classified as a text file. So let's go to open it up. Okay, there it is. Excellent. Now let's just take a look at this data and make sure it looks okay. It looks okay to me. It's a pretty clean data set, so if there's anything, I'll just go back and change it. Okay. Alright, so let's make our first visualization. This one's going to be pretty simple. It's just going to be a table showing by state the car insurance premiums. Okay, so the way I did that was I double-clicked state, and then I double-clicked car insurance premiums. Now you can also drag and drop. For example, let's go back over here. I click and drag the dimension of state, drop it right in here, and then I click and drag the car insurance premiums and drag and drop here. Now I want to format this into be numbers, so I'm going to go ahead and right click and hit format, and then I'm going to go select the field, and it's going to be car insurance premiums, and under default the numbers looks like it's numbered just normally. What I want to do is to be currency. Now I don't really care too much about the cents or the decimal value, so I'm going to go ahead and go to currency custom and change the decimal places to 0. Okay, and let's say I want to see the largest insurance premiums in the country. Let's take a look. Click on this button over here, sort state descending by car insurance premiums. Okay, so that's an easy way for us to sort the data, kind of like Excel does. You just sort it. Okay, it tells me New Jersey has the highest premiums and Idaho has the lowest. For someone who lives in Idaho, I'm very grateful for that. It's kind of nice. So this is pretty simple data, this pretty simple table that we made just by dragging and dropping. Now let's say I want to see, there's a column here that says number of drivers involved in fatal collisions. So I wonder if there's a correlation between premiums and the number of drivers involved in fatal collisions per billion miles. So let's take a look. If I just drag here and drop, it's going to add another column where it shows me the number of drivers involved in fatal collisions. So actually what I want to do is I'm going to rearrange this. So I'm going to click and drag this column over here, and I'm actually going to sort this descending, so it tells me the number of drivers. So this is the number of accidents. It looks like North Dakota has the most people per billion miles driven that are involved in fatal accidents. And look how low that car insurance premium is. If you notice, in Idaho had, I think it was the cheapest, and it was about $642, I believe. I could be wrong in that, but it was in the 600s. Take a look at this. So this is a pretty high, this is the highest number of drivers involved in fatal collisions in the country, and yet it has kind of a lower premium. Let's take a look at the most expensive. The most expensive is $1,300, and North Dakota is pretty low. So this is one simple way that I can take a look at, okay, how does the exact cost stack up? Now let's say I want to look at it in percentiles. So in other words, instead of showing the dollar amount here in this column, I just want to see what percentile of car insurance premiums does this fall under? Now this is the lower one, so I imagine it to be under 20% in the 20th percentile. In order to do something like that, what we want to do is add a table calculation. Okay, and what we do for that is we go over here in the measure values, we find the car insurance premiums, click the drop down arrow. You can also right click, it does the same thing. And what we want to do is do a quick table calculation. And what we're looking at now, this basically kind of changes the format and the values in the columns depending on what you're looking for. If you're just looking for a difference in values or percent differences, you can look at rankings of where this ranks. So if I did a rank for this column right here, this would be a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. What we want to do is do a percentile. So click on percentile. Now this is formatted in dollars, so let's go ahead and change that real quick. And remember, we did that by right-clicking Format and then selecting this field right here. And this is actually a percentage, so we want to click on that right there. Okay, so let's take a look. This is a percentile, so this tells us that North Dakota had the highest drivers per billion miles involved in fatal accidents, but that their car insurance premiums were only in the 10th percentile of all of the premiums showed in this column. New Jersey, as we saw before, was the highest premiums, therefore is the 100th percentile. Okay, so this is just another way we can take a look and see. Okay, now in the next video we're going to go and see what we could do to further visualize this and in our analysis.